Welcome back. This week we talk about Veterans Day. Research monkeys escape a facility. North Korean soldiers being exposed to the internet while in Russia. The U.S. elections. States' rights. FBI is investigating the death of a man in Alabama. And in this week's Am I the Asshole, is it rude to buy expensive gifts for your wife's friends? We'd like to thank Adam Pacino, Mark Stadler, Kylie Gangwish, Colby Jordan, Chantel Stadler, Kevin Garahan, Shane's daddy, a.k.a. Andres Valles, the God, Lord Reverend Professor Rusty J. Lugnuts, Colton Zamersla, and Pantera Girl. And away we go.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Mark.
And what? Wait. No, you're not. We've proven it. We've got video confirmation.
I've never seen this video confirmation.
Oh my god. Well,
Not
listen,
even a thing.
You can't just pretend to be Mark. You know, this is.
Mark is pretending to be me.
Well, then why are you Mark?
Why not?
If he's pretending to be you, then why would you be him?
Because I'm giving it back to him. You know, fighting the man. Fight fire with fire.
Yeah. How's that going for you?
It's not going too great.
Yeah. It's all right. Well, way to go. I'm just gonna say that. Listen, I've seen both of you in person, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're not the same person, despite what you want to have convince everybody to believe. But
I'm real tired of your negativity. Let's just get it out there, okay? I'm so tired of you trying to crush my dreams. All right, I'm so tired of it, and I have been thinking about something for a couple weeks now.
Yeah. That's a surprise. Didn't know your brain could work for that long.
You piece of shit.
Yeah. So it's 11/11. Make a wish. Also, yesterday was the 49th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. So, pretty big couple days that we've been having. You know, there's that, and then there's, you know, free Applebee's dinner day today, which is pretty sick.
Oh yeah, dude. For anybody listening, happy Veterans Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for all you veterans.
Oh, that's what it's actually called. No, I've only went to Applebee's for Veterans Day one time. Never again. It's so fucking crowded. I hate it. I hate every minute of it.
Dude,
it's not worth it in my opinion.
I just fucking hate Applebee's.
Yeah, well, there's also that. Yeah.
Like, if you're listening, Applebee's, I don't ever want to be fucking sponsored by you. You guys serve trash food. Trash.
Tell them how you really feel.
I fucking hate that restaurant, dude.
Yeah.
And then then that country artist, whatever the fuck his name was, released that fucking song, and everyone's like, "Oh, Applebee's is no, it's not fucking cool."
Like
the song, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck that song.
Holy shit. He's passionate. He's passionate about anti-Applebee's. Yeah, I get it. I haven't eaten in Applebee's probably since I moved up here, actually.
Oh, nice.
There's just so many better options. You know?
Yes.
There's like actual restaurants here and not just like Olive Garden. There's, there's real ones.
Calm down.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Is that... We could talk shit on Applebee's, but not Olive Garden, huh? It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, well, I only got 3 comments this week, and it's all Kylie, so really don't even need to read them. No. First comment, most important one, obviously. Damn, Levi, that hair be looking fresh. So, still got it.
I miss T-Ferg.
He would have said the same thing. I will say it is a little odd because my hair wasn't like neat by any means. It was just like I had gotten a haircut, but it was like I didn't think put together very well. But
No, you were having a good hair day for
Really?
sure. Yeah, you were. Go back
See,
and watch the video.
I've seen. Well, I made the I put it together and I cut the screenshots up and stuff, and I just was like, yeah, it's all right, I guess.
You
But
just forgot to change the name, huh?
yeah, well, I had Ragnar in charge of that, and obviously he dropped the ball. No, but what I was gonna say is, I was at work the other day, and a similar thing happened where I was working on stuff, and it was hot. I was sweating, and I kept like wiping my brow and pushing my hair out of the way and whatever, and I was like, it's got to look like a mess,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I walk out because we were closing, and I had to go out and grab carts before we lock the doors.
Yeah.
And one of the managers was like, wow, your hair looks really nice. And I was like, I hadn't looked in the mirror, so I had no idea what it actually looked like.
Right.
And I was like, well, I've literally just been messing it up all night, so there's no way. And they're like, no, go look. There's like a little tiny personal mirror in this back room. And so I go and look, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. And like what was different about it is, how it's usually just very combed and very like secure.
Yeah.
Well, I had brushed it enough to where it was just doing that like flop thing where it had like the wave looking thing going. Had the old Crimson Tide, if you will, and and that's all that was going on. But I think I need to restructure how I view my hair, apparently, because I was not impressed by the hair last week, but apparently it was looking all right. So maybe I'm being too hard on myself. Who knows?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Kylie also is making a comment on, this is the story of the bail bondsman who was basically prostituting women. She says, I hate that this isn't the first time I've heard of this. There was a creepy gentleman in the town I worked at the court in, and that's exactly what he did. He would bond women out with the expectation of favors. The girls would mostly just run from him, which is solid. I support it.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do to get away from creepy dudes. And then about the am I the asshole, she says, no, absolutely fuck that, mom. Don't expect anyone to cater to you while they're on vacation, and don't bitch about it. Those were both with question marks, but I didn't feel like reading them as questions. Like,
Right.
And don't bitch about it. It doesn't make sense. But
Yeah.
I'd be pissed if I was that dude's wife, and the fact that she didn't cook leads me to believe that there is a strained relationship already. If any of my 3 mother-in-laws showed up to my vacation, I'm confused by that, and asked me to cook for them, 1, they would never actually do that, and 2, what's the point of I'm going to talk about a hypothetical and then say that it wouldn't happen right away. Like, it's a hypothetical, Kylie, come on. And 2, we would cook it together, and it would be a good time because I have a positive relationship with all 3. We're going to need a breakdown of this family tree structure that you got going on because I'm confused.
It sounds like, and maybe I'm wrong, her husband has 2 moms. One of those moms got divorced and married another woman. Thus, 3 mother-in-laws.
Bunch of lesbians. Got it. I don't think
Maybe.
that's true, but what I'm imagining is a sibling's new in-law.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if people count that, but I would think you could. I guess it depends on how close you are, I suppose. But
That's confusing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's transition to some not confusing stuff. Totally normal week for news, obviously. Nothing crazy happened. That's not true. We got some pretty intense stuff going on.
Yeah.
Primarily, nobody really expected this to happen, but it kind of did, and a lot of people not pumped about it. Yes, I'm talking about the 43 monkeys that escaped from a compound for medical research in South Carolina. They are rhesus macaque monkeys, which is, I just hate that entire name. Because for the longest time, I misheard rhesus as racist. These are all racist monkeys. And then macaque, I mean, come on. You can't be doing that.
It sounds like a guy named Reese's nickname for his dick.
It's macaque.
Reese's macaque monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have a video from the people that are taking credit for breaking these monkeys out of jail.
Okay, cool. No. No.
Solid Jay and Silent Bob reference. Had to do it. Had to do it to him. I can't take full credit for that. That was so one of my friends posted about it, and then another one of my friends made that GIF comment.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Because that's exactly where my head went too. Anytime a monkey breaks out of jail, I'm like, it's got to be Jay and Silent Bob.
100%, yeah.
Trying to get laid, I am the click commander. That movie's perfect in every way. But, so yeah, kind of weird, I guess. I don't, it's kind of just one of those stories that you don't really hear about too often.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun, but I think they've captured one, so they got 42 at large, and well, I guess we'll see. Yeah, this same company, Alpha Genesis, has been fined before for primates escaping. In 2018, over a dozen had broke out of the facility.
Yeah.
So. Pretty cool. Sounds like this company needs to maybe not be allowed to test on animals if they're not gonna take care of them. But
yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, that's obviously the biggest news. The second biggest news, and by far my favorite of the week, is that apparently North Korean troops have been sent to Russia to help fight against Ukraine. And this is like the first time they've been allowed to leave their country before.
Yeah.
So, they're not under the sharp restrictions of the North Korean government. They have weirdly enough, in the heat of battle, they have more freedoms than they did in their home country. Weird, I know. But, I mean, what would you venture to say that some of the things that they're doing now that they're free without constant surveillance and stuff?
They are talking shit. They're watching porn.
Oh, yeah, you hit it. Number 2. Apparently, some of these North Korean troops are already addicted to porn. Which is awesome. There's video of one that they've claimed that this video is a North Korean soldier, like basically getting caught in the act of watching a video on his phone.
Yeah.
Which I want to know who recorded him. That's kind of fucked up, but it's super awesome.
Yeah.
Good for them. I hope they jerk off so much, because here's the thing. Stay with me for a minute.
Okay.
If they just get so addicted to porn while they're out, and then they eventually have to go back, and then they're cut off again, I think that's like, you could probably instigate a coup without even like putting any like CIA agents on the ground. You just got all these pent up rage boners that these North Korean guys have. They're like, no, we have to get back on the internet. We need the internet. I'm telling you, you don't know what you're missing. And then word spreads, and it just, you know, it's a ripple effect throughout the culture, and the wall comes down, the Un is ousted, and instead of all the banners of him and his dad and his grandpa, it's just giant fucking banners with Mia Khalifa on it or something. I don't know. So I think we could get it done. Just gotta try real hard. We need to like force the devices they're using with like a bunch of spyware that like doesn't shut down and lock the device, but still does the thing where it puts a bunch of porn on there.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, let's do this. You know,
that's my plan. So yeah, no, I've beat around the bush enough. So obviously the elections have happened, and
oh man,
it is a lot of people not happy. A lot of people, I'd say, too happy. And then there's you know the people in the middle that are just like, ah, fuck, dude. Why can't it just be normal? You know, and it won't probably, but. Pretty exciting stuff. The Donald is going to be back in, and already his fan base is losing their minds about how good he's doing. He's not even fucking in office yet. They're like, see, fucking all these things. Fucking Hamas surrendered. North Korea's got porn again. They got, you know, all this, like all these articles with no factual backing. Like they're just sharing shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, man, well, are we gonna like pretend that you're not just like making shit up? And good for them that they're like, yeah, dude, he's fucking killing it. Hasn't even touched the Oval Office yet, but he's slaying the poon, you know. And
did you hear about Nick Bosa?
yeah. Yeah, Nick Bosa got stiff-armed by Baker Mayfield. Very embarrassing for him. Yeah.
No, I meant he.
No, I know what you meant.
Yeah, he got fined $11,000 for wearing a MAGA hat on an interview or like crashing an interview.
Yeah, which I don't think I can't remember how much what's his name got fined for wearing the "fuck the Cowboys" shirt. His teammate, the tight end, what's his name? The one that looks like a meth head.
Oh, yeah.
George Kittle.
Talking about Kittle, yep.
Yeah. He wore a "fuck the Cowboys" shirt underneath his jersey, and then he scored a touchdown and lifted it.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I can't remember.
Kind of smart.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look it up now because I want to know how much that fine was. But pretty cool, and honestly, I support it.
Well, so I just think I seen that article, and then I saw someone say, like, shouldn't he have to sit out a couple games at least, because it is kind of in the same vein as the whole like Colin Kaepernick thing where he like kneeled and he made his
it's like a
presence
political statement.
Yeah, and that's 100% what him wearing that hat on.
Yeah.
On the field, whatever, and I read that the NFL does have a rule for you're not allowed to push a political agenda while on the field for the game. So he should have to sit out a couple games. I think. I feel like just because that's the rule. Like I don't care either way. But
I was gonna say I looked it up. George Kittle was fined almost $14,000 for that shirt, which also $11,000 you said for.
Yeah,
Bosa?
it said 11,000,
dropping the bucket.
200.
I mean, that's like taking a penny away from.
Oh yeah.
Me. Well, maybe not.
It's like $20. It's like, hey, give me 20 right now.
Oh, I was gonna, like, it's like taking a penny away from the owner of the Burger King franchise in town. You know what I mean? Because they have a lot of, like, Nick Bosa's not like a third string. You know, he's.
Oh yeah, no.
first round draft pick, star defensive lineman. He's making crazy money. I don't know what his contract is specifically.
I would assume a couple $100,000 a year at least, and then probably.
Oh, I bet he makes millions.
I don't even know what per game is. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see now Nick Bosa contract. Yeah,
we gotta know.
I mean, he's got a 5-year, $170 million contract. So
okay, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, 11K, whatever.
Yeah, that's literally like I can't even compare it. There's no comparison. But it's a lot of money, and I think he can afford it. But here's the thing. He's gonna make himself the victim out of this, or people are gonna make him a victim out of this. And just as you said, like, it's literally the other side of the Colin Kaepernick thing, but that was bad according to their opinion.
Yeah.
And this is okay because they agree with it. And I've seen a lot of that kind of attitude in the last few days, like specifically following the election. People are like either twisting an argument in that used to be used against them.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's what a lot of people are doing anyway, but it's just A, it's lazy, and B, it's annoying. Like, get a new thing. Like, if you have genuine issues, speak them. But like, if you're just gonna go, well, they said this about us and I don't like it, then grow up, Peter Pan. One of the biggest things that I have been witnessing is, you know how I have a lot of friends from the Time Suck community, and there's so many people who like are furious about this decision, and not specifically because Trump won. That's its own whole bag of worms, but a lot of them are women, and a lot of them very, progressive, liberal-leaning women who want their, their rights. And they feel as though since he appointed the Supreme Court justices that helped throw Roe v. Wade out and back to the states, which removed that possibility for a lot of women across the country, they're scared that more shit like that's going to happen. And understandably so, because we just talked about that lady last week who died trying to get help, but she couldn't because all the doctors were like, well, we can't do that because of the law. So a lot of women that I know that are very mad. And then like there's a lot of men who are like, yep, absolutely, it makes sense. I don't get it personally, but I support it. And then there's this little group of people who are like turning this into them being the victim in all of this. They're like,
interesting.
They're like guilt tripping people for the decisions that they're making. A lot of people are just like cutting, nipping the bud. They're deleting people that they're like, I don't want you as my friend, because if that's what you're pumped about, you're excited about this, like you think it's funny that we're upset about our rights being, threatened.
Yeah.
Then I don't want to be a Facebook friend with you. Which is not even that big a deal. Like,
yeah.
You don't have to be Facebook friends with fucking anybody. It's Facebook, dude. It's not like you're writing them out of your will. It's literally like this arbitrary thing that you're putting value into that the other person might not necessarily feel the same. And if they've decided that they just don't want to look at the shit you post that reminds them of this issue, then they don't have to. But then they're like, oh, well, I just can't believe somebody would stoop so low and remove you as a friend over political beliefs. And it's like, I've stopped talking to people because they disliked the same movie as me. I mean, like on Facebook, like just don't need it. I don't need you to talk shit about a movie I love, and I don't want to see you talking shit about things I enjoy.
Yeah.
Or doing this like weird parading celebration about things that I care about, getting shit on or whatever. And I can understand that people would take that same approach about things that are more important than a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So I don't. Let me just preface this with I don't agree that they should have overturned that in the Supreme Court, right? Like I don't
Right.
agree they should have overturned Roe v. Wade, but I think the broader spectrum is that the government overall, the federal government, should not be making rules that encompass the entire country, right? It should be on the states to make whatever rules, right? And if they go too far, then the federal government should step in and be like, that's too far. So, because if you don't like the laws of a certain state, you should just leave that state. And eventually, what will happen, like the way you treat businesses, if you don't like a business, you don't buy from that business, they change the way they operate to get business back. It's the same way with a state. Those laws are shitty. Move out of that state. Move somewhere where you like however that state is ran, and then eventually that state will fucking have to change with the times to get its population back to where it needs to be. I know that's not great, but I think that's what's happening. I don't feel like what he did was an attack on women. I think what he was trying to do is just give the choice back to the states, because the government, the federal government overall, over the years has created more and more shit to take away control from the individual states.
okay, I see what you're saying, but it's also kind of, I don't know.
No,
It's kind of short-sighted, really, because like if you're in one state
right.
and you go to another state for whatever reason, if you're on, working in that state, or you're just, in a different state for whatever reason, and you have, and not even abortion. Let's call it. Let's do a different one that is a federal land, like
Okay.
Supreme Court decision that okayed it federally. Gay marriage. You go from one state and get married, and it's totally fine. And you have to move to a different state for work or whatever. And then later, that state decides that marriage is not allowed. You lose all your benefits. You lose all of your rights as a married person in that state because that state took that away. That's why there's federal protections, because shit like that can happen. And it was happening before they, made a decision on it.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can go even further. Okay, maybe not same-sex marriage. Let's go interracial marriage, because that's a Supreme Court ruling. The same thing. You go to a state, you leave, whatever happened. Like, you could go to a state like fucking Alabama or Arkansas or something where they're like super behind the times.
Okay.
And as long as they've been behind the times the entire time the country's been a thing, basically, and still haven't changed, because people just can't just move. That's
right.
I mean, it is possible for some people, and if you really, really care a lot about what you're trying to get away from, you can, but it's not always in the cards. That's why there's a lot of these federal protections on these things, because that's not, I just gonna fucking move. You know what I mean? Like, it's not feasible for a lot of people. And then you run into this problem where you go from one state to another for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden that right that you had is gone. Like,
right. Okay.
So the states should have the power to, do things like determine their own budgets and, make their own laws about, if we want to legalize this thing within reason. But like, if Wyoming decided to legalize something crazy like, I don't know, kidnapping, for instance, or whatever, like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, it sounds cool, but if you get a bunch of crazy people to take over Wyoming, you'd need 30, because there's 5 people there. You could just make whatever rules you want, and that's why we have the federal, overseeing, like, that's, and all of these things, they were challenged at the state level first. And, you go to, like, Roe v. Wade didn't go to the Supreme Court. Like, it started as a regular court case, and it was challenged all the way up, and then ended up in the Supreme Court. And they're like, all right, just so you know, everybody, we're making a decision.
Yeah.
This is because ultimately they see those cases as things that I guess would be beneficial for everybody to just, that's a right that everybody needs, and it's not. So yes, states should have the ability to do certain things, but also states' rights. Remember last time that was a big thing? Well, what if we I got an idea. I'm just saying.
I understand.
So,
You got your point across.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Conveniently, I have this story about a. This is horrible. The FBI is going to begin investigating a death in Alabama
Oh God.
of a black man.
Oh no.
Who was found hanging in an abandoned house. Yeah. So in a rural area.
Yeah.
And his wife and mother don't believe that he would have just killed himself like that. So yeah, and it's Alabama, so there's the odds are not good that something nefarious wasn't going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's 39, and let's see, Denoris Richardson is they had an apostrophe S on there, and I can't read. Turns out, yeah. So anyway, sheriff's department ruled it a suicide, and his family was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know they don't do this, but if the sheriff's department just kind of want to put this up on an online poll to determine if they should investigate it on it. Hey, so we found this guy hanging in an abandoned building. Okay, well, what's the details? Well, it's in, rural Alabama. Okay. Well, what about the guy? Well, he's he might have been African American, and then it's yeah, you should definitely investigate that, because
well, I think in general, a death should be investigated from all angles, regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it, even if it looks obvious that it's suicide,
right?
100%, you should investigate it from every fucking angle.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. I don't know why it's even a I don't even know why it's some kind of why this is even an article. Because yeah, I agree with the family. If they found my brother hanging in an abandoned house, I would still want someone to fucking look into the fact that maybe someone did it to him.
Yeah.
Because you just never know nowadays.
The key in this is not even a racist or racial thing. In an abandoned house, how many people hang themselves? If you're gonna hang yourself, people just do it at their house. There's no, they just do it there.
Yeah.
You've already made the decision.
I mean, there are plenty of cases where people go off somewhere and kill themselves.
I guess that's true, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Abandoned house raises a red flag for me.
It is.
Too.
It is crazy. Yeah.
And I think you're right. There's a lot of true crime stories that I listen to or watch on documentaries, and they're like, well, cut and dry, they killed themselves. And it's do you gonna look into it? Nope, not until we have a reason to. And it's what kind of fucking shooting from the hip type of investigatory skills do you have, man?
Yeah.
I can't think of the specific one that's in my head, but there's multiple deaths in this area, and they're yeah, no, I wouldn't read too much into it. And it's okay, cool. Are you not gonna? And I don't think they were even suicides. I think they were just killings in a heavily populated area, but they still didn't even investigate them that heavily. They didn't try to make any connections between them or anything until it was way too late.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of lazy, and we could make a judgment about the sheriff because it's like small town Alabama. Do you think he really does shit like this very often? Do you think he investigates shit like this very often? You know what I mean?
It probably doesn't happen. Yeah, like there's probably not very many murders, period. Probably
Yeah.
like maybe one every couple years, if that, you know?
Yeah, that's another thing I find when I'm, you know, looking into true crime stuff. It's like, well, we're just really not prepared for a dead body to show up without any limbs on the hood of the mayor's car. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why the FBI was tapped in, because he's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because
Yeah.
like they're probably not equipped at all. Like even if say they did hold this, you know, tie the scene off and fucking take samples of every fucking thing, they probably have to ship all that to the nearest major city.
Yeah, they definitely have to outsource that. Yeah.
So yeah.
And that takes like a budget that the sheriff's office in a small town or small county in rural Alabama probably doesn't fucking have. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, of course it is. All right.
Yeah.
If you made it this far, I want to thank you for making it this far. We appreciate you for listening. You know, stop what you're doing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Leave us a review on Spotify. Leave us reviews anywhere you're listening. Leave us a review. And let us know if we suck. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let us know how great Levi's hair is when he's not wearing a hat. It's fine.
Yeah, leave a comment on the episode if you agree, disagree, whatever. We'll read it, potentially.
All right. This week's Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to let my wife spend my money on her best friend?
Wait, what? Hold on. Say that again.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let my wife spend my money on her best friend?
All right, let's go.
My wife has known her best friend since middle school. Her friend is a lawyer and her family is quite well off. She makes a lot and is pretty generous with it. My wife has had a few things paid for by her. Specifically, she covered my wife's portion of her bachelorette trip. The other friends didn't make much, so she covered that too. Okay. She also paid for a portion of my wife's rent twice, and she normally pays the bills if she and my wife go out for food.
Okay.
Okay, well, this is looking bad for you.
Yeah, this is tilting. This is not good.
This friend is now marrying a doctor. I don't think they have any trouble with paying for anything they want. My wife is a SAHM.
Stay-at-home mom.
Oh, God, dude, I hate that. I hate these acronyms I'm not used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a mechanic. I brought home a bonus of $3,000, and when I told my wife, she immediately started talking about getting her friend a really expensive necklace from this brand she knows her friend really wants. She showed me, and the cheapest necklace is $2,000 on the website.
Jeez.
She insisted that I should spend the bonus on a wedding gift for her friend. I shut her down and told her it's my bonus, and she really cannot expect me to buy her friend something that expensive. I don't think wedding gifts even exceed $100. She began fighting with me, saying I buy lunch out of the house and I have stupid hobbies that cost a lot of money, so why can't she spend some money buying her friend a necklace? Ooh, okay. I do spend a bit of money on my hobbies, and I have 2 cars, but I also work my ass off. And her friend can definitely pay for it herself. She's marrying a doctor, and they already have a house, whereas we're still renting. I told her she's being insane. Oh, you fucked up.
Yep.
And she insists we sit down and tally up everything I spent on myself in the last year. And if it's higher than $2,000, I should pay for the necklace. I think it's ridiculous to compare the two, and I'm refusing to let her buy her friend a ridiculously expensive gift. She insists her friend has spent a lot on her, and I also saved money because her friend pays for meals and activities whenever they hang out, so she doesn't have to spend our money. Damn, dude. I get that the lopsided relationship isn't the best, but then she should refuse to do anything that costs too much and let her friend decide if she wants to just hang out without doing anything that costs money. She refuses to talk to me now, and I'm wondering if I'm the asshole here.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna defer to you. What do you think? I usually take the reins on this, but I want to hear what you have to say.
I don't think he's being an asshole.
Yeah.
It's not my job to make up for the fact that your friend spends money on you.
Yeah. Just because your friend's generous doesn't mean I have to be, you know?
Well, it's not even like, okay, we'll just think about I think I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
His wife is a stay-at-home mom and he's a mechanic.
Yeah.
They're not fucking gonna go on a cruise anytime soon.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so 3K is a big deal. 3K is probably fucking fixing shit around the house and fucking, whatever big thing around the house they need that money's probably going to cover that. But he's probably going to use it on his hobbies too because it's his bonus.
Yeah.
Like, if you bust your ass and your job's like, hey, you get a bonus. Well, I know I got to pay these things and then I'm going to have this left over and I'm going to go a little crazy because I busted my ass and earned that money.
Yeah.
I don't think he's an asshole.
Yeah.
If your friend wants to spend that money on you, then cool. That's your friend. You guys are close like that.
Yeah.
If they're not holding it over your head for them doing it, then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should get an online job or something.
Yeah, do some like Uber Eats or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if she's a stay-at-home mom, she really can't. I don't really know what the answer is there, but
yeah.
I know trying to force me to spend my money on your friend is not the way to go about it.
Yeah. I feel like that's a super weird, like, thing to try and do. Like, yes, the friend spends money on you. That's great. But, like, why is that now my problem? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Because they decide that they want to spend money on you. That's what kind of friend they are to you. But that's your friend, not my friend.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's not like unless the friend's going, well, I mean, I did pay for your bachelor trip or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
holding shit over her head.
Yeah. Then I don't really see a big deal about it, but I don't know. I think also, I will push back a little bit. Only $100 on a wedding gift, I feel like you're not going to get very much. Like, I don't know if you've checked prices of anything, but like $100, you can get a $100 gift card, I guess. But half of the shit on a wedding registry is never that cheap.
But also, what do you get someone who's a lawyer marrying a doctor?
Yeah.
Like, I think at that point, you're not going for
Well, the
practicality,
answer
you're
is
going for
obviously a $2,000 necklace. Fucking duh. There's gonna be, she's never gonna be able to get a necklace in her life other than this one. Like, I get that she's trying to do something nice for her friend who's been very generous towards her.
Yeah.
Great. It doesn't have to be literally 2/3 of his fucking bonus, you know? Like,
yeah, that's
why
insane.
does it have to be that much? Why do you have to do something like that? Like, I understand wanting to do, generous things for people who have been super kind to you over the years or whatever, but like,
yeah,
the second you see a lot of money and your reaction is like, well, we could spend most of that, like, that's kind of a problem. Like, you need to figure out a little portion control with how you're spending money. Like, that's crazy. But
yeah. As we're talking about this, it made me think that I guess you could argue, to a degree, that since she's a stay-at-home mom, the money that he's bringing in, she is kind of, let's just say 50-50.
Okay.
I mean, just to be fair, right? Like, she's not working because she's staying at home with the kids.
Yeah,
so
she's
she doesn't
doing
really have
that,
a chance to make money. So the money you're bringing in, she is kind of entitled to.
I would say regular paycheck is. I wouldn't say bonus. I think bonus should be for him.
All right. I can see that.
That's my opinion based on he's working his ass off, and they're like, we recognize that you're working your ass off. Here's some extra money,
Yeah, okay.
Here's for all the hours you put in or whatever. That's you. Honestly, I wouldn't have even told her about it, but like, yeah, no, they just gave me a hat like every year. That was crazy.
See, that's a slippery slope, though.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because here's the thing. Here's how he couldn't have gotten away with it. Because I guarantee you they didn't give it to him in cash. I guarantee they put it in the bank account, and
you gotta have
the typical
offshore bank account. You gotta have a guy in Puerto Rico that can move it for you real quick.
Yeah. I would assume though that how their relationship dynamic works is that she probably manages their bank account.
I would say that that's probably accurate. Yeah, she would see that coming in for sure.
100%. She'd be like, "Where'd you get $3,000 from?"
You can cash it at Walmart. Find a check cash place. Just take it straight to the casino.
I feel like everything's direct deposit nowadays.
I mean, I guess if it's a bonus, it could be direct deposit to. There was a company that I work for that cut like bonuses as paper checks, and I don't know why. Maybe because it was different for everybody, but
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
yeah. But anyway, I don't think that he's an asshole. I do think that they should probably work on how to be better gift givers, because both of them are on the opposite ends of the spectrum of. She's like, I think we should spend all of it. He's like, I think we should get her a new toothbrush. And then they need to like meet in the middle.
So whoever this was, they deleted their account.
Yeah.
And this story was voted asshole. But
okay.
The confusing thing is if you scroll down and read the comments, the top comment with 20,000 upvotes is agreeing with him.
Oh, weird.
So, and I want to read it too because like it was 20,000 upvotes. So, random dirtbot.
Nice.
They said, not the asshole for refusing to buy your wife's friend an expensive gift that's more than half of your 3K bonus. Potentially the asshole for what sounds like an uneven distribution of money and or input on how it's spent. When the spouses stay at home, the breadwinner can't lay total claim to income, my money versus our money.
Right.
I like that. Supporting your stay-at-home spouse requires more than just ensuring their bare necessities are covered while you spend unilaterally on expensive hobbies and multiple vehicles and then complain about renting instead of owning your home.
Yeah.
Your wife has a valid reason to question your cumulative fun money expenses. If you're legitimately concerned about whether or not you're the asshole, you should oblige her and tally up everything you've spent this last year on yourself, and you might find that she's right. You might spend big on you and she gets scrapped. Some would consider that financial abuse when factoring in the power dynamic play.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I like this guy or girl or whoever it was.
Yeah. What was it? Dirty bot or whatever?
Random dirt bot.
Random dirt bot. Yeah.
What is
I
it,
think
dirty-
I didn't put that together specifically about the as a stay-at-home partner, you are already on the underside of the power dynamic as far as the financials go.
Yeah.
And this guy is like accentuating that by spending so much on his hobbies and he's got 2 cars, spending whatever on his hobbies and stuff, and she's like, hey, we could probably just do this one thing. Didn't really even think about it in that aspect.
I didn't either.
So yes, I agree, not the asshole for the situation, but you guys definitely need to figure your fucking financials out, because that I didn't put that together. Yeah, and I'd be interested. I don't know how many stay-at-home moms we have who listen to the show, but I'd be interested to hear your take on things, or just wise in general. I think usually have pretty good thought processes and stuff like this, but yeah.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank our friends Don and Sarah for the Macabre Emporium, the Kevins at the
Dark Windows. Almost
Dark. I was gonna say Broken Windows. Yeah, sweet. The Dark Windows podcast.
Oh,
go ahead.
Happy belated birthday to what'd you call him today?
Don.
Don.
Samantha?
Yeah, happy belated birthday to Don. All right, continue. Sorry.
Also, we'd like to thank the Society of Cryptid Hunters. Pretty good group of dudes that cover just random stories of cryptids from all over the country. Worth watching. And then, of course, the Remedial Scholar. Go check that guy out. He's okay whenever he puts stuff out.
Heard he's got a couple in the chamber already. That's what's the words going around on the internet. All right, that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.